and it looked like Chennedy Carter has finally broken her silence about this Caitlin Clark situation. Chennedy Carter just jumped out the window and justified an assault on Caitlin Clark.
With the WNBA season fast approaching, nearly every top free agent has secured a spot, except one, Chennedy Carter, most notably remembered for her controversial shoulder check on Caitlin Clark last June. Carter now finds herself on the outside, looking in, with her future in the league hanging in the balance.
Can you break down that situation that happened?
Yeah. So, in basketball a little bit, there's things called talking, what you like to call smack or whatever everybody likes to call it.
Yeah.
Plays before things are said, that's a part of basketball.
As Caitlin Clark prepares for a blockbuster sophomore season, Chennedy Carter has turned to streaming platforms to defend her actions. She claims it was nothing more than a harmless tap, just part of the game. But WNBA teams aren't convinced. So here's the real question. Is Carter being used as a warning for how not to handle the league's biggest star? Or is this simply karma catching up with her?
So we know Chennedy Carter has always been kind of up against the fence when speaking about this Caitlin Clark situation. We remember when she first got asked about this during a press conference, she stated that she wasn't going to speak on Caitlin Clark. Now we know months later, she still hasn't spoken on the whole situation. That is until today. Yes, Chennedy Carter finally broken her silence about the Caitlin Clark hip check.
The defining moment of Chennedy Carter's career didn't unfold in a playoff showdown or a championship spotlight. It happened during a routine regular season game between the Chicago Sky and Indiana Fever last June. In an instant that lit up national headlines, Carter delivered a deliberate shoulder check to Caitlin Clark, transforming an ordinary matchup into one of the most controversial moments in recent WNBA memory.
And Clark. I mean, that's clearly a foul, which was called. The question is, will they call it unnecessary? Chennedy Carter.
Let's break it down, frame by frame. After making a basket, Carter veers sharply across the court, taking a route that has nothing to do with getting back on defense. There's no basketball justification for the move. The video is crystal clear. She locks eyes with Caitlin Clark, mutters something, then delivers a hard shoulder check that sends the rookie crashing to the floor. The intent, obvious to anyone watching. This wasn't incidental contact. It was calculated.
So she was signed to the Chicago Sky with Teresa Weatherspoon, with Angel Reese, with Camila Cardoso, and, the rest of the folks. And then we get to the body check. This was originally ruled an away from the ball foul, but it was obviously a flagrant foul. It really upset a lot of people, which really escalated the issue. And it was really just poor sportsmanship on Kennedy's part.
The official's choice to upgrade the foul to a flagrant after video review said it all. Initially labeled a common foul, just another routine call in the heat of the game, the replays told a much different story. This wasn't incidental, contact, or a physical play gone wrong. It was a deliberate, off-ball hit, delivered immediately after a scoring play. The intent was clear, and that's what changed everything.
It's one thing pushing Caitlin Clark, and it's another thing blindsiding her. Like, I don't think there's no justification for that. Like, to be honest, we can be honest here.
Clark's response said everything you needed to know about her character. She took a hard, unexpected hit and hit the floor. But instead of lashing out or making a spectacle, she got right back up, locked in, and kept playing. No drama, no distractions, just pure professionalism. Meanwhile, fans and analysts were left stunned. What they witnessed wasn't just a physical play. It was a clear attempt to intimidate or even injure, and no one was fooled.
Now, what little girl wants to grow up and play in a league where you're targeted like that? How do you sit here and profess and demand that everyone take women's sports seriously when you can't even take it seriously enough to not act like a junior high queen on the court? It's stupid. That's so dumb. It looks like a soap opera.
When it comes to on-court behavior, the Clark incident wasn't Chennedy Carter's first run-in with controversy. Once that moment went viral, it reignited conversations about her history of volatility. In 2021, she was suspended indefinitely by the Atlanta Dream due to what was cited as conduct detrimental to the team, following a reported altercation that crossed serious boundaries. Ever since, questions about her professionalism and ability to thrive within a team environment have lingered, forming a pattern that's become increasingly difficult to overlook.
Atlanta Dream did suspend her in the middle of the sophomore season, basically saying she was a detriment to the team and the team culture. So then the Atlanta Dream decided to trade her to the Sparks, the Los Angeles.
For Chennedy Carter, the timing couldn't have been worse. With Caitlin Clark's arrival, the WNBA is experiencing unprecedented growth, setting new records in viewership and attendance. The league is rightfully working to protect that momentum by emphasizing professionalism and sportsmanship, especially under the national spotlight. In that context, Carter's actions stood in stark contrast to the image the WNBA is striving to present.
What's crazy about all of this, immediately after that push, this is what she said to the media.
Kind of on the play before bumping in with Caitlin, it seemed like she turned to you a little bit after the Fever
I didn't
score.
answer no Caitlin Clark questions.
Did she say anything to you?
I don't know what she said.
What'd you say to her?
I didn't say anything.
Later, Carter tried to downplay what millions had already witnessed. But by then, the moment had taken on a life of its own. That shoulder check wasn't just a questionable play or an aggressive foul. It became a defining moment in her career. Once seen as a rising talent with big potential, Carter's reckless choice shifted how teams viewed her, turning promise into a red flag. Now she's finally breaking her silence, and we're diving into all of it. Yes, the WNBA is a physical, competitive league, but there's a line between intensity and intent to harm. Carter didn't just cross that line, she bulldozed through it, and the league's swift, unified response sent a clear message. Protecting its players and its image isn't optional, it's a priority.
I said Chennedy Carter wasn't going to make a WNBA roster. And as it sit, April 20th, training camps start for teams in 7 days. Training camp for a majority of the WNBA start April the 27th. Chennedy Carter is not on any WNBA roster. Want to know why? Because it's Chennedy Carter's fault she's not on any WNBA rosters.
Carter's career now hangs in the balance, unraveling after crossing lines that most players instinctively respect. With her future uncertain and training camp fast approaching, still without a contract, she made a desperate move to salvage her image. Sitting down with streamer Neon, she attempted to set the record straight, but instead of clarity, the interview left fans speechless. How did a player once seen as a future star find herself on the outside looking in? The fall has been swift, and the basketball world is still trying to make sense of it.
I think a play before, maybe I was elbowed. Okay, that happens. Think the next play down, maybe something was said. And then maybe there was like a little clip of somebody like yelling in my face. And then we go down the court. Then I hit like a little bucket, you feel me? Come down, hit like a little nice little mid-range pull up. And then I just like, just give her like a little like, I'm here. Like, I don't think it was, what's crazy? Me and my brother went back and watched, and we seen a lot of clips in the NBA of guys getting like pushing LeBron. Like I think it was Jeff Teague or somebody who like pushed LeBron out of bounds, like said, man, I was mad because like we couldn't stop him.
It's honestly hard to believe that Carter tried to downplay what was so blatantly captured on video. During her interview, she referred to the shoulder check as just some trash talk, calling it a little I'm here moment for Clark. But here's the problem. Her explanation couldn't be further from the truth. The video doesn't lie. That hit wasn't just a minor bump. It was intentional, forceful, and unmistakable. It wasn't a part of regular gameplay. It was something else entirely.
She did. She stopped and went through. Like, oh. Like, that is not... We watched the clip. There is no way that we're letting this happen. Like, saying that it was nothing. Like this is not just a tap.